Hello, you beautiful legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast. This is episode 463, I believe, and we are currently finally out of home. The weather cleared a bit for 2-3 hours, so we used that opportunity and went to Northern Ireland. And we are just after coming out of this hill, which is called Little Dog. I will write more about it in the blog post and record more in the episode later on when I'm back home. I'm not sure how well I am heard, but as you can see, sun came out. We did already about, I don't know, maybe 2.5 kilometers, and it's nice and fresh, albeit it's very windy, so I might not be heard perfectly fine. Here is Julian and Elizabeth. They are in front of me. I just went to get my private time for a couple of seconds and just decided to record this short segment to make today's episode a little bit more colorful on that otherwise gloomy, rainy and windy Christmas day here in Ireland. I hope you have a great time yourselves, and I will be back shortly. Alright guys, welcome back. We are after the walk, well after the walk and dinner. Julian is currently enjoying his new setup in the room. I'll show it to you. So this is where we move the console completely all together with the TV, so that makes it much easier for Elizabeth to do her exercises, yoga and everything else in fair peace and quiet in the living room downstairs, while this fella can now enjoy playing while not asking mother for permission. Well, he still needs to ask for permission, but not. They won't clash together in the same room, so now you can completely use it separately, which is great. So let me leave this guy for a moment. Croissant Gamer is still preoccupied with his new setup, and I'll just shortly summarize what happened today. So as you could see in the first segment, we decided on this Christmas day to drive for a short walk to a place where we weren't before. And I thought for a while the weather was really bad in the morning, and after our walk there was just a short window of about 2-3 hours of fairly clear skies according to forecasts, and we took that opportunity and kind of bet, because we didn't know if it's for sure. Forecast is one thing, but the weather can change drastically and fast. So especially that it's a very unstable weather at the moment, I would say, unless you consider constant rain and wind being stable. That's fair enough. But yeah, we drove to Northern Ireland, not far from a couple of lakes and forests that we used to do walks already in. This time we went a little bit more south and decided to go for Little Dog Walk. And that trail is about 4 kilometers. There are two small hills called Little Dog and Big Dog. And the actual forest and the area is called Big Dog Forest, but the access to the Big Dog Hill is mostly just for hikers if you fancy going through the boglands, and definitely not the weather and time to do it now unless you're very determined to do so. But from the car park, the trail for the Little Dog is pretty much straightforward, and it's not very demanding, albeit it's still, you need to still go uphill, and it's a lovely view from there. It's 360 degrees view on surrounding areas of Northern Ireland, Donegal Bay in Ireland as well, and you can see Big Dog as well. So there's a legend associated with those hills. According to the legend about Finn McCool, which you can check out in Wikipedia or anywhere over internet, it's a kind of one of the classics in Irish mythology. His dogs were supposed to track a witch in those forests, and they were chasing her. She tried to put herself in disguise as a deer, but they were catching up, so she resorted to her sorcery and turned those two dogs into hills or rocks. And obviously this is the legend, but from a scientific point of view, these two hills seem to be done or like made of actual limestone that is much different composition and harder than all the limestone in the area. So obviously both the glaciers and wind and rain, they eroded everything surrounding them while the hills remained intact almost. So they are getting more and more exposed. So basically they are natural points of interest in that area. And there's a couple of lakes around. So a very nice place. Not super exciting, but at least there is some variety as you walk, and you can enjoy, especially that today we had sun and no rain. It was a bit windy at the start, but later on it was pretty nice. So we thoroughly enjoyed it. We went to Little Dog, took a couple of pictures, then went down, and we couldn't complete the loop because loop is going up and down the hill and kind of around it, and it's just at the edge of the lake, but it seems like there was a lot of rain in this area recently. Well, for obvious reason, we enjoyed that. Well, not enjoy that, we experienced that as well here in Donegal County. So the whole Ireland got enough water, and as it drains from the mountains and hills, it goes to the lakes, obviously. And water in the lake was so high that it kind of covered most of the trail, so we couldn't complete the loop. We had to come back the same way, and we did still almost, I think, six kilometers or 6.1 kilometers. So very decent walk. There's another one on the other side of the road, which is about 8 kilometers. We might do it someday, but today was great. So we returned home, we ate something, and pretty much Julian enjoyed playing games. I did a couple of things in my area, and Elizabeth obviously focused on her stuff. So not much else happened, but at least it was a bit different today, because a couple of days or weeks recently were quite dull, to be honest, and I felt so bad in those updates, continuously trying to maybe a little bit change something or entertain you guys, but today at least we did something fun. And it was great to see that none of the gas stations were opened or anything, in fact. Every single amenity, shop, or anything like that was closed. So that's a big, big difference in comparison to many other holidays because, like in Easter, I think in Easter you might still find things open from time to time. It's generally very similar to Christmas Day, but Christmas Day in particular, I think everything is closed, including the airport in Dublin, which is, I think this is the only day in a year that it's closed. So, fairly lovely day, even though it's very, very windy and rainy, but we managed to do that hike, I guess. And now I'm going to stitch this, upload it, and hopefully be sorted by 9:15 with the blog post as well, which would be a nice, I would say, differentiation in comparison to other days recently where I went to bed around 2, 1, 3 o'clock. So not good. I want to go to bed normal time today, or fairly normal time, closer to midnight if possible. On the YouTube front, obviously, it went back to almost zero. Obviously, there are some views, but it's going very slow. And that big blow up of the YouTube short was great for a couple of days, but it's gone now, and I'm waiting for the next viral post. Obviously, posting my stuff yesterday and today as well. So I keep going, being consistent, and eventually it might happen or might not. For now, that's it. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you have a great rest of the day, afternoon, tomorrow, wherever you are. If you obviously celebrate Christmas, happy Christmas to you. Have a great time spent with the family or the loved ones or whoever you can spend it, even if it's just yourself. Sometimes it's better to spend that time with yourself and recharge. And then obviously we are coming to closure of 2023, and we'll go to 2024. But since it's a journal and it's a daily update, I will make the New Year's wishes at the right time and the right day as the new year approaches. For now, that's it. Stay tuned. Thank you once again, and see you tomorrow.